if you're ever having a bad day and you're listening to this podcast, I want you to imagine my day on the 31st of July 2017 when I got my ass fired from the White House, blown into Pennsylvania Avenue, skinned alive by the media, rolled in margarita salt, and I was on the Santa Monica promenade. I don't know if you've ever been out there at that open door promenade on 3rd and 4th Street.
Yeah.
And my son at that time, he's 33 now, but he was 25 then. He put his arm around me and he said, "Dad, are you going to be okay?" And it was the first time in my life where my son was parenting me as opposed to me parenting him. And I didn't really remember the feeling if I was going to be okay or not, but I remember what I said to him. I said, "Yeah, I'm going to be okay. Watch what I do with this." And I think it's very important for kids to see their parents get through things, whatever they may be, because then in their mind, they have space for their own failures. They have space for whatever they come up short on in their lives where they can say, okay, well, that happened to my mom or it happened to my dad, and they were able to get through it. I can too. I find a lot of my very wealthy friends, they sanitize their life, Ruthie. They have a life that goes up and to the right. It's a perfect story. They made no bad decisions. I can't tell you the number of billionaire memoirs that I've read where I'm aghast at the perfection of all their choices. And then you look at their kids, and their kids are always eclipsed by all that. Yeah. And it creates great insecurity. I just think it's super important for your children to see your fallibility, your mistakes, but also your grind, your ability to get up and get going after your mistakes.
The resilience that you have now, or that your son said to you, how are you going to cope with what you described as one of the worst imaginable situations of being fired? What was that? Tell me what that was like. First of all, I deserve to be fired. We could talk about that too. So you have to be accountable. I should have never taken that job. I mean, this is a joke inside the family. My wife hates Trump. Tell us what the job was.
Okay, so I was the White House communications director for 11 days. My wife hates Donald Trump like almost as much as Melania hates him. So, that's like way up here, right? And so, and she told me not to do it. And this is a real cautionary tale. I did it for ego-related reasons. I had grown up in a blue-collar family. I went to Tufts and Harvard Law School. I had started 2 successful businesses, sold one in my late 30s. And so I had some financial independence, and now I had a chance to work for the American president. And the funny thing about this is just a side of my bad judgment or my immaturity. My mentor, who I totally respect, who's about 10 years older than me, was given a big job in the administration. And in December, he called me to say he wasn't taking it. And I said, "What?" And he said, "No, I'm not going to take it. I spent enough time with Trump to know that we're like oil and water, and it's going to end badly for me if I take the job, and my ego's in the right place, and I'm not going to take the job." But that wasn't me, Ruthie. I took the job because my ego and my pride were driving me to the notion that I was going to work in the White House and help solve some problems and work on policy and help people. I mean, it was a little bit of idealism in there, but what there really was a lot of egocentrism. It was filling the self-narrative of me, and it was quite detrimental. I mean, Deirdre and I almost got divorced. I missed the birth of my 5th child. I was in, it still pains me to talk about it, but I'll share it here. James was born on July 24th, 2017. It was a Monday. I was with President Trump at the Boy Scouts event in West Virginia. Deirdre and I were fighting. She was due on August 8th or 9th, and she was delivering prematurely, a couple of weeks early, and there's a 60-mile no-fly zone around Air Force One. So when Air Force One comes into an area, they have fighter planes, but they also have, you can't go over Air Force One. You can't fly over that airspace. And so it was an impossibility to get back to New York. So I missed the birth of my son. So you have to imagine this week, I'm working for President Trump. It is not going well because there's a lot of internecine fighting in the White House. Trump is doing things that a lot of us are looking at saying, I don't really want to be involved with that. Fighting with him. Then I get fired. Almost divorced. Missed the birth of my son. So again, if you're having a bad weekend, everybody's having a bad week, give me a call. I can tell you about a really bad week.